Hey guys, join me as I prepare this delicious oha soup. It's almost 1 year and 6 months now. I haven't eaten oha soup. I was like, God, where can I see oha soup? Immediately I saw this in wholesale market. I was like, wow. So they have oha in UK. I was like, hey, I can't miss this. I have to grab it immediately. So this is oha soup that I'm about to prepare now. I got oha and oziza leaf. I started by cutting the oziza leaf tiny. I first of all cut the oziza leaf. I was trying to cut it tiny because I want the aroma to come out in the soup. This oziza leaf is the kind of a vegetable that has aroma, a good scent. So after cutting the oziza leaf, I set it aside. I started by using my finger to cut the oha leaf. So this oha leaf now is going last. This is the main one, oha leaf. So I started by cutting it one after the other. I make sure that I cut it properly. This is when I was just cut. So after cutting it, I set it aside. I proceeded by washing my protein. I added some salt, lemon juice. I start by washing it to make sure that I wash it properly. Yeah, this is when I was washing it. So I noticed something. I'm using cow skin to prepare this soup. I noticed that the cow skin is not that clean. But I started by using knife to scrape the cow skin one after the other. I make sure that there will be nothing, no dirt inside. This is when I was just scraping it to make sure that everything is clean. By then, I have to rewash the chicken again. I wash the chicken about 5 times. I don't want to see any dirt inside. This is when I was just washing it. I was washing it properly. So I have to throw the water away. After washing it, I started by cleaning up the bowl. I will have to wash up the bowl to make sure that I clean up everywhere. Make sure that everywhere is clean before I will proceed to another thing. So by then I brought out my thickener. This is called ofo. This is thickener. So I brought it out. I started by washing it. This thickener I have already soaked it for 1 day. So after washing it, I added it in my blender, added some water. I start by blending it. I can't believe that I can be able to use this blender to blend this. I was like, let me just try to know if the blender can be able to blend this or for. But it works for me, honestly. I couldn't believe it. So this is it. I have an oziza seed. So I have to, let me just add oziza seed on it to use it to make the soup. So that is it. I added some oziza seed in the blender and blend together. This is a stock fish and dry fish. I have to wash my stock fish and dry fish and set it aside. This when I was washing it, I make sure that I wash it properly. Then I now set it aside. And I brought out my smoked fish because I know that if you use smoked fish to prepare this type of soup, use smoked fish to prepare this oha soup is always nice, honestly. So I was like, okay, let me add smoked fish on it. I think it will be fine. So this is when I will just clean up the smoked fish and make sure that I clean it up properly. I have to wash it because there's something that always be done in a smoked fish. I said I don't want to, I don't want to notice that while eating it. So this is when I was washing it. I have to wash it, make sure that I wash it properly. I have to clean it up. I continue by washing it. After that, I added some water in a bowl. I rewash it again. I have to rewash it. This is when I was rewashing it. Make sure that everything is clean. So after that, I set it aside. The oziza leaf, I brought it out. I started by washing it. I added some salt on it. I washed the oziza seed properly. So by then, after washing, I washed it about twice. Yeah, after washing it, I set it aside. This is when I was also washing it. So by then, after washing it, I set it aside and make sure that there will be no one that would drop. I have to put my hand and be sieving it. So by then I also brought the oha leaf. I added some salt in oha leaf. Then I have to plug water. So I want to use the water for what did they call it sef? Is it palm kernel juice? Yeah, palm kernel juice. I want to use the water for the palm kernel juice. So by then I put the meat on the fire, I added some seasoning and some dry pepper and stir it. I have to start stirring it to make sure that I stir it properly. After that, I have to cover it. This is the palm kernel juice. That is banga juice. So I brought it out. I have to add it in a bowl. This is when I was just adding it in a bowl because I'm going to use hot water on this. So I have to add hot water on it so it will be able to melt. It will be able to melt enough. So that is it. I went back to check my meat if it is steamed already. So I have to add some stockfish and stir it and cover it. So then I brought out a bowl. I went to sieve the banga juice. This is banga, yeah, banga juice. I went to sieve the banga juice. So when I finished sieving it, I put it in a pot. I put it in the meat and cover it. I put some stockfish. By then I proceeded by cleaning up the bowl to wash it properly. This when I was just washing it. I made sure that I wash it properly. By then I set it aside. I proceed by and I now went to check the pot. I have to check the meat if it's okay. This is the stock now. I think the stock is boiling now. So I added that's the thickener. Yeah, I added the thickener there. The or four leaf or four seed. I added this is when I was just adding my crayfish. It's boiling. This is the smoked fish, yeah. The smoked fish. This one I was just adding the smoked fish. I have to add it and stir it a bit. I don't want the fish to scatter. You can see the way I was just stirring it. I don't want it the way that is. I have to cover it. I went back again and check it. See the way it's boiling. This when I was just adding my uziza leaf. Uziza leaf is the first thing that I added. I added the uziza leaf and stir it. This is the last one, oha leaf. So that is it, guys. I have to add your oha leaf. That is the soup. Our soup is ready, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Please kindly follow my page, like, share. Don't forget to follow. Our soup is ready now. Thank you. So I have to start dishing it because I want to put it in a fridge. This is when I was just dishing the soup. I will have to dish them one after the other so I can put them in the fridge. That's it. Thank you. Bye. See you in my next video.